I'm here to give you the full story, my own personal tips that I've picked up in this journey on how to ensure that you actually pass on your first try. Let me tell you, I passed on my first try. At this point, you guys, with the number of times I have said that I passed my test at the first try, every small thing, I passed my test at the first try, are your ears not full? We'll have to make a drinking game out of it. Who is with me? See, hear me out. Just hear me out. For every time Halima says, hey, I passed my road test on my first try, somebody take a shot. Not even somebody, you watch it, take a shot. So yes, I passed my test too. Oops. Hi fam, welcome. And this is Do. So in part 1, right, I shared why I couldn't, exchange my Nigerian driver's license here in Manitoba. Same way people from other places could actually do, their license swap. And had to eventually go through like the full licensing process. Then in part 2, I now broke down the step-by-step of what you need to do to get your license in Manitoba, from the booking the knowledge test, doing the eye exam, the road test, I also even told you guys like how much it costs and how much I spent for that particular, for my own particular, driving license journey. Part 3 is here. The road test day. I am here to give you the full story, give you my own personal tips, like the tips that I've picked up in this journey on how to ensure that you actually pass on your first try. See, let me tell you, I passed on my first try. At this point, you guys, with the number of times I have said that I passed my test at the first try, every small thing, I passed my test at the first try, your ears not even full. So let's make a drinking game out of it. Who is with me? See, hear me out. Just hear me out, right? For every time Halima says, hey, I passed my road test on my first try, somebody take a shot. Not even somebody, you watch it, take a shot. Are we doing the drinking game? Let's go. So yes, I passed my test too. Oops. But it wasn't without drama. And you know what? Let's get into it. Let me gist you guys. Let me give you the lowdown. The morning of the exam, I woke up. And it was first of Feb. That's the examination day. Was a very emotional day for me, because on that same day my dad passed like 15 years ago, so it was his remembrance. When I even booked the test, my husband was like, when I was telling my husband, why did I book this test on this day? He said that I shouldn't worry now. I should just call him. I should tell my dad that he should stay with me, or his spirit must stay with me, and I must pass that test. That was when I was doing the booking. Well, so yeah, that morning I was already in a very somehow mood. I just woke up and I was like, hey God, my life, I must pass this test too. Hey, I must pass this test, because if I don't pass it, the kind of double sadness that would overwhelm me, I would just be stewing in wherever it is. It would no. I did not even want to entertain the thought, so I just had to pass. Damo and T Black already advised the day before that I should take a drive around like an hour before that time, so that way I'm already on my blood is already hot, I'm already on the road. It's not as if I'm just entering the road for the first time that day. So that was one trick that they said really works, and it actually does work. The thing boosts my confidence. It will give you one kind of confident boost like this. So that morning we set out and drove around the test routes. That thing got me in the zone. But then the trains that were on the road that day, those trains were just miscaphoning everywhere. They were putting everybody at a standstill. I was even scared at some point that I was going to get to MPI late, because remember the trick was just take yourself out like an hour before your test, or an hour before you want to get to MPI, and do a drive round, and then from your drive round you now go to MPI to go and do your test. So that was what we did. But on our way back now, see trains, you guys, you see the trains, they will be going, the next thing they will not start reversing, they will now go back at every point in time. Kai. Anyways, moving on from the trains, Jerry, as I will now go to MPI, I wasn't late. And I went to like this self-help kiosk thingy that they have in there, where you go and say what it is that you're there for. I went there and said I was there to do my road test. So it generated a unique ID, like a receipt of some sort with a unique ID on it. I took that to the receptionist, and then I was called. Then I went to sit to wait. I was then called like shortly after. Dun, dun. Let's go there. So my examiner, a guy named Brandon, a very friendly guy. No, the guy is a very chill guy. Came, called me. When he said, so how am I doing today? I just said, man, bruh. I told him, I said, the nerves and my nerves, they wound me. They won't finish me, baja. And then we just laughed about it. And we also spoke about like the trains. You know, how people here with, you know, small talk. So we just said a bit about the trains and we got to the car. So when we got to the car, he was not doing those car health checks. Turn on your lights, turn on the trafficator, the indicator on the right, do the one on the left. He checked that in the front. Then he went to the back and told me to repeat the same thing. Then told me to step on the brakes. So when he checked all of those things, he now said I should press the horn too, so that I honked. He's just checking to ensure that the car is in perfect shape before we set out. Then he entered the car. When he entered the car, and I told him, welcome Brandon to Mikasa. The guy said, of course, say, I like Sukasa. I'm sure that guy will just be there, say, which kind of human being is this one? Then he now gave me the brief of what to expect, what we're doing today. Mind you, my husband and Tayo already told me too that these are the things that would happen. So it wasn't surprising to me. I said, oh, so today these are the things that we're going to do. He'll be testing me on this, testing me on that. And if he gives me an instruction and I don't get it, that if I miss a turn rather, that I shouldn't worry about it. He would give me another instruction that is not a problem at all, so I shouldn't stress about it. Then he said, and I should not also hesitate to ask him questions if I don't understand what he had said or if I have questions to ask. After he had finished talking, he now said, okay, so do I have any question? And I told him that yes, I do. In fact, I have two. Ty already gave me that scope too. He said that one of the things that will help also build your confidence, because you know the way the nerves go hit you now, is to engage the person by asking a question. So you ask him, you can ask one or two questions. So I asked him 2 questions and then he answered, and I said, okay, I have a final question. Would he like the car on down or the AC on? All of those things were just me. It was just me being me anyway. And when he said no, he's okay with the AC and whatnot, and that we can go when I'm ready. And I said, okay, well, let's do this. He now said, yes, he likes that spirit. I'm like, hey, we could go. So he now said, now we're going to the parallel parking place. So off we went to parallel parking. Before we even get there, let me give you guys another tip. So instead of when you get to MPI, right, instead of, you know, when you drive in, you want to just park like this, just park with your bum at the back, just park facing front, so that when it's time to go, it's just time to go. You're not having to do any reversing and whatnot. And then when he said let's go, and now did you know that 6 check now where you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did all of those things. And like, we could go. We now went to do parallel parking. Then when we got there, he also asked me to park because he was going to give me he was going to also tell me what he expects of me for the parallel parking, how I have like 3 trials and 3 moves. There was a way he explained that thing, Sha. I just said, okay, no wahala. So then he now said, let's go. We now went and I did the parallel parking. I stitched 1 time. And then he was like, ooh, look at you. I didn't even need to use any of those moves. I'm like, I know, that's right. We now left. So when we got to, so when I live in the parallel parking place, right, there's a stop sign where you go right or you go left, but there's nothing leading to the right, so you already know that you're going to turn left. I was at the stop sign, and then while I got to that stop sign, I now saw one car entering from the end of the street of that left side. But I saw it and I gauged and I said I can't go, because I thought about it in that moment that, okay, so should I wait for that car to get here or should I just go? But then the car is still far and I can make it. I can't choke head. The guy calls me, make I wait. I say, hey, Lord Almighty. You know, I've heard stories about how people from parallel parking, they'll just tell them, oh yeah, let's go back to MPI, yeah, fail the test. I say, God, is this my story? Ya Salam. Is this my story? Ya Allah. Is this how I'll fail my test? In fact, I started beating I was like, oh my God, Halima, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Kiniko. Oh God, which kind of mess up is this? In fact, I'm sure he could hear me muttering. Then he now said we should continue going. And I said, he didn't say we should go back to MPI. Thank God. Oh yeah, then we now turned left. So usually, when you turn left, you now either go straight or you turn right. Then he said we should go right. So I'm like, okay, he's still looking like we're going the route that we normally know. Then when we got to the end of that street, he now said, okay, that I should turn left. Neche, left Nibo. I thought we usually go right. Now it's either you go through like 6th Street or you go through downtown. I don't understand why this Ogbeni is telling me that I should turn left. Hey, God, who did I offend? Why is my own now different? Which kind of wahala be this? All of these things were going on in my head. Oh. But then, I indicated and then turned left. And then he now said, so when I turned left and entered the street. He now said, okay, when it's safe, lane change to the right. So I looked at my mirror and I saw a car behind me. But then the car is too far. So I now indicated that I was going to turn right. Then I turned right. But as I was turning right, I slowed down. Then we went. Just take note of that part too, because at the end of the day, I'll come and tell you all of those things that he told me after the test, like the parts where he gave me like points for. We now entered and we went. This guy just carried me reach Richmond side. I say, hey, what thing that they do for this side? What happened to this side? Like, we usually do everything on this side. Why am I on this side? Just carried me enter one road. We just there go. See, that thing that my husband said is very true. As long as you follow the rules, follow the signs, you will be good. So we went. We just went round. I just look, I say, where I did like this? My sense of direction is somehow, sometimes I would have had to go through a place multiple times to get a hang of that place. We went through school zones too, like twice. I think it's even I'm guessing it's probably the same school, maybe when we were going and then when we were coming back. But I went through school zone twice. And then when I went to school zone, sharply, I just entered 30 because I was steady on my 50, 47, 46, 47, 50. And then I just went back. I just saw, school zone ahead. I just saw the sign school zone ahead. I said, hey, I just entered 30. So I was between 28 and 30. We did that twice. And then we're just moving around. So me, I was not thinking in my head that this Brandon, Manitoba is big, because where is all of is where all of these places that we are just going to. Only for me to just realize that we're already at MPI again. And I said, wait, Brandon, we're at MPI. He now said yes. I'm like, wait, so we're back? He now said yes. I told him that I was just thinking in my head that Brandon is big, only for me to see that we're already back at where we started. We now laughed about it. Then we now took the turn into the MPI street. As we just enter, another thing just ring for my head, girl, it's time to know if you pass. So as we just entered, I just said, man, Brandon, moment of truth, Brandon, moment of truth. I said, that guy, I swear to God, I'm sure he'll be saying this person now, Kolo person, because how are you doing all of these tests? And this will be too, maybe some people might just be serious. Me, like I think that's also part of my own coping mechanism, like talking when I am in an anxious place kind of makes me rebalances me of some sort. Then when I got there, he now said, okay, I should park when I see you. I should park in any space. That's why I park. The guy can say, okay, so congratulations. I was like, yes! He said, congratulations, you passed. Because I was thinking about that first thing that happened where he said I should stop. I say, hey, I passed. Hey. Then he now said, but he has to go through. He gave me 9 points. So if you get 10 points, you don't fail with that. So I was just 1 point short of failing my test. God, thank you. That he gave me 9 points and told me the places where he gave me the 9 points. So the first point he gave me was at the parallel parking. I was like, parallel parking, how? Me that slayed that parallel parking like a little. He now said, that when I was entering the place. So the thing is, from the MPI place, you now go straight to the parallel parking place that I was indicating. Then when I turned into the place to now start the parallel parking, the indicating something went off. I should have been indicating that I'm about to do that parallel parking all the way. That I just started it again when I started reversing. So that's where he gave me 1 point. Then you see that one that happened when we were coming out from the parallel parking place where I thought, I don't mess up completely. I don't fail my test. He said he thought about that. He didn't even give me any points for that. He said that, initially he was actually worried. He stopped me because he was scared because a collision could happen. But then he thought about it later and realized that I could actually had made the turn. So he did not fault me at all for that. He did not fault me for that, you guys. So I did what is right. So that means if I had waited, you go talk say I did hesitate. Why I wait for car waiting for down there before it comes? So whatever it is, alhamdulillah for that. Then the next second point he gave me, when we now came out and he told me to, lane change to the right and there was a car behind me. Remember I told you guys to hold on to that part. So he said that I was doing 50. Then when I wanted to lane change, I braked a bit. It now brought me to like 40 and then I changed the lane successfully. But what happened was that car that was behind me too was also doing 50. So because I braked a bit and did the lane change, the car was almost close to me. So we don't want to hold traffic. So whenever I'm lane changing, I should just look and do the lane change. There was no point for me to brake and reduce my speed. So that was another point. Then another point that he gave me, there was a part where I was supposed to establish, like we're supposed to turn left. The red light caught me almost at the establishing place. So I stopped. And then when it turned green, I now established again. Well, he said that was good, but I should have established further. Like I should have moved forward a bit instead of staying where I stayed before I turned left. So he gave me a point there. Then he praised my speed. He said I was very confident on the road. My speed was really good, that my left turn is awesome. But then there are also a couple of times, so I'm guessing twice now, where I did like a slow turn to the right. But when you're turning, go slow down a bit. I don't understand. But I just say, okay, no, I'll go take him. Whatever it is, I'll take it. Then I think those were the things, that he said that he gave me points for. Yeah. But yes, I passed my test on my first try. Where's my shot? Where's me too? I go drink. Can you tell how excited I am? That day, because of how down I was, like I was really happy, but it was still a sad day for me. Like I was happy I passed, but if you can tell, if you know me or can tell my personality from my videos, you can tell that I'm quite the energetic and hyper person. So the way I wanted to be happy that day wasn't how I was, but here I was still happy, and alhamdulillah, I did pass my road test on my first try. Glock, another shot. This one is not even shot again. I go just drink everything. Now, they're not driving me around anymore. In fact, let me tell you what my husband is doing now. He will not leave his license at home. When we now get to the car, he will say, oh, you're driving, no. I left my license in the house. Please, take me back to being a passenger princess. Because now that me don't turn driver. Now, let's talk about the top tips to ensure that you pass on your first try. Tip number 1 is practice on the test routes. All the road that that they used to go for the tests, if you can, just practice on those roads and understand. Yeah, I was trying to run into the next point. Practice on those roads, because the more you are there, the more familiar you get with that road, and the more it becomes like part of your muscle memory, and that familiarity will breed confidence. What you need on this thing is major confidence during that test. Then know your signs, because sometimes they might now come and just change it for you. Like see me that they were there, I thought they were going to take me through the places that I had practiced, just carry me go another road. But because you know your signs, you're reading, you're seeing everything on the road, you will still pass. You don't have to be driving on those roads to actually know how to drive. There's always a first time before you start driving on the road. Maybe you weren't driving there before. So know your signs. Keep an eye out for all of those signs. Read and obey it, and don't guess at all. The other one, this one is major key. Drive around like an hour before your test. In fact, I did it and it worked for me a lot. All of these things is just to boost your confidence and make you more ready for whatever it is that is going to come. Just target it an hour before you go to NPI. So from all of those driving on the road, you are going to NPI to go and take your tests. Then the next one is don't rush. It's not a race. Just maintain the right speed limits and you will be okay. The next one is talk to your examiner before you start. So remember that all of this thing is also like a mental, like a psychology thing, right? Like me now, when I asked him those 2 questions that I asked him, it's not like I don't know the answer. I knew the answers, but it's like me too. Maybe we are chatting. It was like giving that whole chatting room and mentally prepping myself to not be too nervous, because that really helped with the nerves. So ask him or her, or ask them questions. Just engage them in conversations. It will break the ice, I'm telling you, and it will also calm your nerves. It did for me, so Saima. Then full stop, so matter. When you see a stop sign, you will stop. It's not any rolling stop. There's no nature rolling stop. It's not like a rolling something. It's not a yield sign. When they say stop, when you get there, you stop. Which brings me to the next one. Don't stop abruptly. Try and smoothly come to a stop. It was one of those things that I was doing that tire flagged. He said my stops are usually like, I'll just be speeding, and then when I see stops and I'll just brake, boom, and then they'll just do like this. Even my husband too used to complain about that. So don't do that, because apparently from part of the stories that I was told, there was somebody that was failing because of that particular problem until someone identified it and he passed after that. So no abrupt stopping, please. See? Smoothly come to a stop. Next point, mirror check. Do your mirror check and your shoulder check. That was another point that Brandon gave me. I even forgot to mention it earlier. He said that I do mirror checks very, very well, but there were one or two times where I did not shoulder check, and that's why he gave me points. So shoulder checking is when you check, so you want to move to the next lane. When you check the mirror, you will see, but you still need to shoulder check. Like check to ensure that you've checked your blind spots too. So I've checked my mirror. So they said lane change to the right. I've seen my mirror that is free, but I should also check, because sometimes there might be some people that you might not see. So a car, a pedestrian, or somebody, whatever it is. So remember to always, so as you are doing your mirror check, just do your shoulder check too. Practice your parallel parking very, very well. Like in Brandon here is the first place that you go to after those, health check. You need to ensure that your parallel parking is on point, because I beg, you don't want a situation whereby from parallel parking they'll just tell you go back to MPI and you have failed. There's the logic to it. Just try to get that logic, and I promise you it will be a breeze. Now I am a parallel parking guru. And then speaking of parallel parking, during parallel parking you are reversing. By the time you have now parallel parked and you're good, remember to always bring it back to drive, because the instructor, if you forget to bring it back to drive and they say let's go and it's still on break and you do like this, but you don't fail. Oti fail niye o so pe oti lo it don't go. So please just be cautious of that. And speaking about that, something else you should also be cautious of is when they give you an instruction. Don't just rush and want to just do it. Process it. Just take a pause, think about it. So they said lane change to the right. So lane change to the right means I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to check. So think about it. Don't just say lane change to the right. Okay, traffic it. Enter. No, because you will just rush into it. No rushing. Process it and do it. And then in that processing too, when they say lane change to the right or right turn or something, just remember when you take your time to think about it. So they're saying right, what's my right? This is my right. Okay, I'm turning this way. Because some people also have made that mistake. In fact, I made it once during my drive around with Tayo. I think I also made it because he had just told me about it. He was like, there's one other thing that people usually make, one other mistake that people usually make, but he's not seeing me make it, but let him just tell me. And then after he don't tell me, when I got to one place, he said I should turn right. I was now indicating left. So please just calm down, because even it was one of my issues. I used to rush to want to just do what they have said. So, but take a breather, just okay, they've told me what to do. What do I need to do next? So is there a traffic light? Is there a stop sign? Is there this? Is there that? Just assess the situation, then do it. And I guess that's about that. Then now, mistakes to avoid. Number one, do not hesitate. That hesitating used to make they need to just see that you know what you are doing on the road. So when you just hesitate like this, I've mentioned it before, so I don't need to rehash that. You already know what I meant, or rather you already have heard me talk about not hesitating. But that's the first mistake that you should avoid. Then the other mistake is don't go too slow, because remember that while they want you on the road and safe, you should also not hold back traffic. So imagine you're on a 50 zone, you're now doing 30 or 35. Why? They go fail you. Hey. They won't even think twice at all. So I think maybe what you can do is, if you're in a 50 zone, be doing like 46, 47. You can do between 45 and 47. But if you can go higher to like that 50, that's also good. because it shows that you are not scared to step on it. But remember that you are also regulating it. Like there was a time when we were on the road and I saw that I was even hitting like 53, and then I brought it back to like 50. So I was doing 49, 50. And I think that was also one of the reasons why the guy praised my speed, because he realized that I wasn't scared to, step on the gas. You just have to be very conscious. Nobody say you could just go blow the speed limit, because I was keeping it within that particular range. I think that's about it for the mistakes to avoid, Shebi. So now that I have my license, the next challenge now on the road will be driving during winter. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It scares me, oh, let me not lie, because I cannot imagine. It's all those slippery roads and whatnot. But if you want to see that, I would also document that, oh, as I mean, it'll be my small work again. If you want to see that, just subscribe and be ready, so that when it drops, you will see it. You'll see me conquer that winter driving. You'll see. You guys, thank you so much for watching these videos from the part 1, part 2, part 3. If you've not seen, if this is the first one you're seeing, I have 2 more important videos that you need to see, because all of them are not just a drop. I'm giving you guys information that you need to know. If this video helped you, as usual, I beg, just like it, comment, ask your questions, please share it to your Jackpot crew. See, that's what we're here for. And of course, if you want to see like more real life newcomer gist from Canada, what are you waiting for? Just subscribe and turn on your notification what is it they call that button. Just give me thumbs up, anything, all those things, every single thing. Engage, please. But yes, do subscribe, and thank you for staying till the end. See you all in my next video, and peace out.